it seems like the blessings have sort of uh, unfolded for you in
Mm,
interesting ways.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
So returning from that trip, that international gig you had in Mali,
mm-hmm.
um, you know, again, tracing back to your mother, you know, her roots. It almost like you ritualistically had to unlock
Mm-hmm.
the blessings by going back to her
Mm-hmm. Absolutely,
land
to our roots.
in order to now unlock what was bound to happen for you,
Mm-hmm,
which
mm-hmm,
then seems to come in the form of last Sunday.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
How did last Sunday got incepted, and how did how many of you? I
So,
know there's a couple of you guys involved in the whole business, so tell us a
mhm.
little bit about that, and
So
how it came about.
during that time, between the beginning of last Sunday and me, my return back home, I had met pretty much like, oh, we're five in the team. There's
Mhm,
Faisal, Aziz, Aurore, Leo, and myself.
mhm,
So I met Leo last.
mhm,
Every other one of them, like we've met each other at random times, and I've worked on various projects, so we all knew of each other, you know.
mhm,
And then at the when was this? I think the Bao Cafe adventure was starting to dial down, like the place was closing. And my dad, that was just around the time that I lost my dad, which was like 2 years, 2 years, 2 or 3 years. No, we're coming to a third year. So yeah, 3 years ago. And I decide, I'm like, okay, this music thing is not gonna work. There was two major things that happened to me. Like right after my dad passed, I lost my computer that had like all my music, like
Eesh.
everything that I had. I lost my computer. Like I'm in a messed up state, and
Yeah,
I
I know
go
that
for a
feeling.
gig.
It happened to me in 2017 as well.
Yeah, I go to a gig, and I knew something told me that was like, yo, don't go, don't go. You're tired. Your mind is not into it. Just call and cancel. And I'm like, no, no, I need to go. I need to air myself out. Go play and stuff. And I'm in the cab. It was raining. It was raining bullets. I mean, like every sign was there to be like, just stay home. You're not supposed to go. And I
Mhm.
forced it. So I'm in the cab. I didn't have my car at the time yet. It's raining bullets. We can't even see where we're going. So we're even parking to wait for the rain to dial down, because when it rains in our countries, it's just like all hell
Something
breaks
else.
loose. And then eventually we get to the place. I had a satchel that I was wearing that had like all my IDs and everything and stuff, and I had my backpack. But somehow, me being in my thoughts, like thinking about everything and stuff, I was convinced that I had my backpack when actually it was a satchel. So I give the cab driver the money. I get out of the cab. I thank God I took my controller, because I could have left everything in the cab and stuff. And then I get into Bao. I'm just in my old world and stuff. I don't even say hi to my friends. Like it was like a scene of a movie. Everybody was there, but I was just like, you know. So I go in, I plug everything and stuff, and then I'm
Oops.
like,
Looks like
"Where's
we
my
lost
computer?"
Charles.
And I'm like, "Oh,
Damn.
can you hear me?
Let's see if he
Can you hear me?
comes back.
Can you hear me?"
This
There
has
was like
got
a,
to be.
"Can you hear me?"
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. There was like a
Hmm.
little jump in the
Hmm.
connection. So
Hmm.
yeah, like I get there, I get out, I go plug and everything and stuff, and I want to just put my computer. I look for my bag. I'm like, "Where's my computer?"
Hmm.
So I go outside, I look for it and stuff, and I just realize, I'm like, "Oh fuck, I left it in the cab." So by the time I got out the cab, I'd already left. That was just like, like, okay, that's it.
Hey.
I can't do this anymore. Like, that's it. Like breaking point. Your brain just snaps. So I go, I make this like huge post on Facebook. I'm like, "Yo, guys, thank you for your support and everything. Like, I've been through a lot, but at this point, I don't think I can do this music thing anymore. Like, I think it's time to like hang up.
Hang the gloves. Be like, yeah, I'm
Yep.
done.
Retire the jersey."
That's right.
And then so I decide, I'm like, "Yo, listen, like my dad left. I think it's time for me to step up, be the man of the house, get a proper 9 to 5, like enough foolishness and stuff. Try to do, be the correct person. So
Hmm.
I get a job in government, because he used to work in at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So I
Hmm.
get a job there. And good job, properly, nice suit and stuff. You wouldn't even recognize me if you seen me at the at that time. And I do that for a couple of years. Like the money's great, everything, the opportunities, like everything is open and stuff, but it's not me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like it's not me. There's just like something fundamentally missing. Like it's not me. So I meet up with and eventually like during that, like I had a few gigs and stuff, at least to keep the music thing going. Like, you know, like I got a new computer. Thankfully I had backed up a couple of my music of my playlists and stuff. So at least like kept that going. And so we have a party in Halloween 2018. Hold on, we're in 21, 2019. No, 2019, excuse me. Halloween 2019. I have a friend who organizes parties and stuff. He always organizes like theme parties, and he always texts me as a DJ. So he's like, "Oh, this time around, man, you're gonna play with this guy that came in from Dakar. He comes from France. He's gonna play with you. His name is Leo." And I'm like, "Hey, you know, I never heard of him and stuff, but like, yo, come on, let's do it." So I go in, plug my stuff. Leo comes in, check him out. Yo, what's good, bro? Welcome, blah blah blah. He plays one track. I play one track. We both look at each other like, "Hey, okay," you know. He plays one track. I play one track. I'm like, "Hey, okay," you know. So like the link, it just like boom, click like that, like naturally, you know. So then next thing I know, I didn't know that he knew Faisal from France. I didn't know that. Faisal hits me up and he's like, "Yo, I had this idea to do a party on Sundays, and you know, you down to do something like that?" And I'm like, "Yo, back in New York, we used to do this thing in Brooklyn also on Sundays. Like not me organizing it, but there was like a scene like that, similar scene." And I was like, one go-to thing, you know. There's never anything to do on the weekends, on Sundays particularly. So I was like, "Yeah, I'm absolutely down with that. This sounds brand new, something different to do in Abidjan. I've always been looking for something different to do, you know." So we're like, "All right, let's do it." So he's like, "Yo, like I have Aurore in the project." And I was like, "Yeah, Aurore, like, yo, yeah, we used to do like events in at Bao and stuff. Like, yeah, that's his sister. Let's do that." And he's like, "Yeah, Leo is gonna be the other DJ." And I was like, "Okay, bet." So I'm like, "Yo, so what are you trying to do the place?" And he's like, "Yo, his first idea was to do at Bushman, because wanted to do on the rooftop and stuff." But at the time, Alan had opened the rooms of at the Bushman, because Bushman didn't have rooms before. It was just a restaurant. So he had opened the rooms. So they go see him, and he's like, "No, it's not possible, because you know we have the rooms. We can't do something like that. We don't know how it's gonna be. You know, like all the various like estimates and stuff didn't work out." So I was thinking to myself, and I was like, "Yo, man, like there's bound to be a place where we can actually do this event." And I remember like hanging out at Aziz's shop, Dozo. He has a concept shop in Vallon. And it was like the hangout place
Very nice shop indeed.
for creatives. So every time like you finish your 9 to 5, after hours and stuff, you sit there, we order some beers, we order some food, and we just stay there till like 10, 11, and everybody goes home and stuff. So he had at the time done the opening collection for the launch party for the collection of Kente Gentlemen by Aristide. And me and Asna, big up to Asna, we had played at the gig, and I was like, the vibe was real, so organic, you know. It was like full of creatives. He was like really nice and chill and stuff. And I was like, "Yo, why we complicated ourselves into finding a place where we can do it at Dozo?" And that's how we hit up Aziz, and Aziz became the fifth musketeer. So we explained to him the concept, the idea. He knew Faisal also. He knew Aurore from France. So we're a family that like it seems like we all grew up together, but we all knew of each other and had already worked with each other like variously. So we just clicked like naturally like that. So we decided on when was this? On December 2019, the 9th of December 2019. That was the very first last Sunday. We did it. The idea were 5 people. Everybody bring 10 friends. Faisal had a fast food joint called a Fête à Crêpes. We did crepes and stuff. So it was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna bring Fête à Crêpes. We're gonna have some board games. Leo and Charlie are gonna do the DJs. We're just gonna buy like some punch, make like some home punch and stuff. We're gonna have some board games,
Mm-hmm.
put like some floor mats, just like chill like you at home. Basically, it's just like a get together with friends.
That's right.
Like that was the how the whole thing like became and stuff. And we did that once. The first one, out of the 50 people we had hoped, we had 70 people. It was a
Wow.
vibe. Like all our friends came through, pulled up and stuff. Like it was a real vibe. Like something completely nobody had seen that in Abidjan. Like a day party on a terrace in the middle of the street. So we're like, okay, that was good. That was great and stuff. Like, are we down to do it another one? Like, yeah, let's try to do it every 2 weeks. So basically, that was like our first rate. Like we did it like every 2 weeks. So we had the challenge every 2 weeks to come back and like do this thing and stuff.
But let me ask you a
So
question, not to cut
yeah,
you. You said 2019, you mean 2018? Because when Badi and I we performed for you guys, it was in
in
2019.
19, you perform in 19. Yeah, we're in 21. Sorry, I'm like the
Yeah,
whole
yeah. So
21 thing.
2000,
Like
so December
it's a
2018. Okay.
Corona. So 2018 that we started.
Mhm.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So then we do the second one right behind by Christmas, basically. And then we're like, okay, that's it. It's the vacation. Everybody's gonna go away. People are gonna travel and stuff, and we're gonna come back in January. So in January, the first Sunday of January, I will never forget it because that's the only Sunday out of all the events that we've done since we became on in 2018. That's the only
Oops.
one we had no
Connection issues.
communication with. Oh, can you hear me? Can you hear
Let's
me?
see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see.
Hello, 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 hello,
Yeah,
hello,
you back?
hello.
Yeah, 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 you back. You back.
Good. Okay. What did I leave off?
So you will never forget January
Yeah,
2000. Yeah.
in January, the first Sunday of 2019, and the
Hmm.
first weekend of January,
Hmm.
that was the only Sunday we did zero communication. Like we told nobody because we thought like everybody spent the money during the holidays, that
Nobody's
everybody
gonna show
started
up.
the year completely broke, so nobody was gonna come up if we said that we had a party. But that one started. We opened on paper. Like when we started, it was what from 3. Like it's still the same hours, but like
Hmm.
things have shifted ever since. But it was from 3 to 10. That was the
Hmm.
hours. Like by 11, you're at home.
Hmm.
So at 3, during that time in December was extremely hot. So
You mean
nobody
January?
could do in January, yeah.
Yeah.
Still
Yeah.
December, January, during that period and stuff. It's
Yeah. Yeah.
extremely,
There's no
extremely hot.
session. Yeah.
The sun is right there on your back and stuff. So like by 3 p.m. the sun is like right there. Nobody like shows up. They started showing up around like 5 by the time the sun goes down. This time around, between 3 and 5, the place was already full. So we're like, wait, what? We're like, okay, what the hell is going on and stuff? So while we expected the people to come in by 5 and 7 and
Mm.
stuff, we see this crowd. We went from like the first one 70 to 140 to about 200 people, like right in the middle of the street and stuff. And we're like, okay, what the hell is going on? There's something really going on right now and stuff. And
Mm.
basically, what had happened is that between those 2 weeks and even the vacation, like the holiday break, between people traveling and stuff, and Instagram, everybody started talking and be like, yo, there's this thing going on in Abidjan called La Sunday, man. They do this day party. It's a terrace thing and stuff. It's a vibe like out west, like they play some good music. It's a good vibe, great people and stuff. So people wanted to see it from themselves. Comme on dit
Mm.
bouche à oreille. They just say,
Exactly.
oh,
Word,
you
word
heard
of
about this? I
mouth.
heard
Yeah.
about this. Boom. They just flocked. So we're like,
Wow.
okay, we cannot keep doing this thing over here because we don't have the room for it.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
eventually,
yeah. I remember the
the
first. Yeah, I remember when I saw when Buddy sent me the images. It was
yeah,
just you could see just from the footage that you guys had posted. It was just like it felt like you guys were in Jamaica or something. It was just some out of this
exactly.
place kind of
Like
vibes. Like what? Like, out
block
of this
party,
world.
Jamaican style. And
Straight up.
so we're like, okay, we need at this point we have 2 weeks to look
Mhm.
for a new venue. And that was like the challenge. I think like that year, 2019, 2020, like that year was probably
Mhm.
one of the most challenging years of all, I think, our 5 lives, because we had in between 2 weeks to always like reinvent ourselves, always perpetually like reinvent. We have to always come up with something new and stuff. So the creative juices were just like fusing in and stuff. We always had to be like, okay, we're looking for a new place. Oh, we have to do this, we have to do that, we have to do this and stuff. And at the time, we didn't have guests yet. We like, it was just Leo and I at the music, you know, doing the thing and stuff. And it was really challenging, but it was exciting at the same time. Because you always know that Sunday, man,
you're in the middle of something new and everybody's
exactly when the clock ticks, man, you know, you're right there on the spot and you're doing your thing, you know.
That's right.
So
That's right.
we're looking for spots. We go from Dozo to the clubhouse in Vallon, not too far. And we always wanted, that's one key thing that I have to say for those that don't know the story and stuff. Like at first, like now we move around because of course, like the dimension that we reached. But initially we wanted to keep it a Cocody event because we're all like childs of Cocody. We all grew up in Cocody, you know, so it was really important to us to do an event true to Cocody because for the people that live in Abidjan, every time you want to go out, you go to Zone 4, which is the expat zone, because it has all the clubs and everything and stuff. And we're like, nah, like we never had like a proper like party true to Cocody. So that was like our go-to thing. We're like, yo, this thing has to stay in Cocody. So we have to look for venues. We like to look for places in Cocody. So we go to, we end up at the clubhouse right next door to Dozo, still in Cocody Vallon. The owner's daughter was a friend of ours, and she was like, oh guys, you're looking for a place and stuff, we have the tennis courts, you guys can take the tennis court over there and stuff to do your party. We're like, oh great, we just solved like one of the issues. We go there, that was the fourth last Sunday. We go there, we see the tennis court, we're like, yo, we're never gonna fill the tennis court, that's not possible, like it's too big and stuff, like people are gonna be scattered all over the place, it's not interesting, let's take half of the court. We take half of the court, we do the event, it spills on the other half. We're like, okay, so let's do the second, in 2 weeks, we're gonna do the full court. We do the full court, it spills on the other court. So we're like, okay, by the third one, we did it, and the whole perimeter of like, the clubhouse, you couldn't park. Basically, I spent the whole last Sunday like looking, because usually there's a line, you know, there's a line that starts in, like that's when we started really having like big lines and stuff to get in the venue. And we're like, okay, by the time around like between 5 and 7, the line goes down. We have about like all the people that we
that line was continuing.
Expecting. The whole night the line was there. Like people were parking 2 blocks away to come in. And I'm like, there was something really going on right now.
What the
you know,
fuck
like
is going on? This is crazy.
You know, it was becoming like really nuts. So I have footage actually. Oh no. Yeah, I think I do. I still have footage from that night.
Do you have footage on a computer you can play here, maybe?
Not on the computer. I have to search for it. It's like in one of my hard drives because it used to be on my old phone, but I had a bug with that phone and I lost like all the old footage, the behind the scenes. I hate that.
Bad.
That
we would have
the whole history. I would have showed you that. But what's funny is that the next day, with the stories and everybody like writing to us and stuff and sending us the videos, at the time we used to play this track by the rapper Sheck West. It's called Mobamba, and that was like the anthem of last Sunday at that time. So every time we played that track, everybody used to like go crazy and stuff. And I have like footages, not even like footage, of like different like views, perspective of that one moment from people within the party, people next to us, people in the line that never made it to the party. They spent the whole night in the line and they were filming on the phone just to capture that footage. And by the time I saw that, I was like, okay, no, we're on something really big right now. Like we are literally like on the move, like it's a movement going on right now, you know? So once again, we had overcapacity. The plane cannot host us anymore. The place cannot host us anymore. So we need to look for a new venue. So we move around. I had gone to there was this new electro collective called Kamayakwa that came to town. And they had organized a party at the Fondation d'Envahi here in De Plateau. So I go there as a fan because I love like house parties and stuff. I see the place and I didn't know. I used to go to the foundation every time because they had an art gallery. I used to go to art shows over there. but I never knew about the field that they had in the parking in the back. They had like a huge, huge field. So I go there and I see this place and I'm like, yo, what the hell? This thing has been here like this whole time and I never knew about it. Like we can actually do something here, you know? So I tell my associates about the place. They go see the president of the foundation, and we decided to do it there. And that was literally the place where we became big, because at that time, within the 3 or 4, I think we did a couple of ones in at Fondation d'Envahi, we were literally picking up 1,000 people every time.
Can you guys see what I'm showing? Can you guys see what I'm showing right now?
Yeah. This is yes, this is an image from La Fondation. That was keep going down. That was from the festival, the second festival last year.
2020. Yeah?
Oh man, this brings out like so many memories right now. It's crazy to see these images, because we never like really realize like what it is. Like, I mean, we know what it is that we're doing, but like you saw in the moment that you never really capture like the full scope of what it is until like after. La technologie est en train de te faire un petit coup.
Ça me fatigue, man.
So we go to la Foundation d'Envahi, and then we reach the dreadful time for every big scale event organizer in Abidjan, the rain season.
Yeah.
So we're like, man, it's the rain season. We need to find a covered place to organize a party, because we always been an open air party. So we start going on the other side of town. Basically, Abidjan is split in two. You have Abidjan North with Cocody and everything, and then you have Abidjan South with Zone 4, Marcory, and everything. So we had to we started looking in the southern part of Abidjan, and we found this garage that was half covered. And we're like, yo, this looks like a dope place. Let's try to do it there. At the time, we had a hookup with the Lot Radio. Very big up to the Lot Radio. Who heard about us and stuff and wanted to do like a joint thing. That was our first collaborative event with a structure. And they came in with a full lineup of DJs from their scene. Awesome Taste from Africa was here. Bradley Zero came through. A whole bunch, like a really, really full, like a really, really good roster of DJs. And so we do it there. We do another one where we invited who we had at the time over there. Okay, let's see if we have some images from that time. That was a carnival. That was from the very first festival.
Let me go all the way.
Yeah, we had like a long history. So we do it there. Then the place gets
How did that event go though? The one with
Lot Radio,
with Rema.
With Rema, the Rema thing was really interesting. Like Rema was about blowing up. Dumebi was doing the work on the airwaves. Oh yeah, that was at the time of the Foundation d'Envahi. So we hear about this kid who's blowing up in Lagos, who's blowing up on the continent. And we're like, yo, we have an opportunity through a friend of ours, Sheku Tal from the label Coast to Coast. Great big up to Sheku. We had the opportunity to book him. So we're like, yo, this could be a really like dope hookup for us to book this kid right when he's about blowing up.
Yeah.
And he came through. We did it at the Gulf Hotel.
That's the tennis court that you're doing, right? That's the event here.
That was what?
That's on the tennis court, right? That's that event you're
talking
about?
Rema, we did, this images here. That was at the tennis court. That was, you see, we had like half of the tennis court at the time. No, at this one we had opened it to the full tennis court. But like it was like a full vibe. It was a really, really full vibe. Yeah, that's the time. See the one with Leo? That's when we had like the half half the court.
So
It's a
those
team.
are
Faisal,
three of yeah.
yeah, the legends, the behind the scenes.
All right, all
Faisal,
right.
aka DJ, Tony Stark. We have Aziz and Aurore.
Nice.
So yeah, the Rema thing came through, and everybody was like the first time booking an international artist like that for us as a showcaser, because like mostly our event was always focused. That was the Dozo days.
Those are days, yeah.
It was always centered around DJ. Like I think that was like one of the particularity of our or the success of our event is that we really wanted to highlight the DJ. Like always, like it wasn't
Mm-hmm.
about like a rapper or like an artist or something. It was always about like the DJ at the forefront. You'll come to listen to like a set and stuff like that. Really wanted to change the mindset of what it was to come and like really listen to like a DJ set and stuff that was doing westernly but not necessarily here. So by the time we booked Rema, everybody was surprised because it was the first time that we actually had like a headliner as an artist that came and performed. And it was
Mm-hmm.
a really, really, really dope show. It was like we had a few scares at first with the weather. We needed to look for like good power source. So we needed to look
Mm-hmm.
for a generator because like at the time, like the electricity that we're taking from the hotel wasn't good enough. We were in a presidential area because the president doesn't live far from the venue where we had that. So it was like a real challenge. But eventually, it paid off. It was really good. He had a great show. People loved it.
Yeah.
Right after that, we booked the rapper Chili, also
Mm-hmm.
from France, was also on the come up. It was just about like the same time. We always like we got lucky enough to had been able to book these artists before they blew up. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like they were like,
Mm-hmm.
okay,
Mm-hmm.
this is the moment, this is the key moment to get them. So let's get them right now. You know,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they
yeah,
come in and they do these awesome shows, and like we
Mm-hmm.
grow together. Basically, it's just like the same way you grow, we grow. And like we just like kept on
Yeah.
like helping each other like build up. So then, by the time I think we did Chile, we did Rema before Rema. We had you before Rema actually. Yeah,
Huh?
you were after Lot Radio because we did
Okay.
Lot
Yeah.
Radio. We did another one again at the garage, and then we had to look for a new venue. So my friend Malik Kebe from Abidjan, great big up to Malik. He's following us from Paris with his girl Magali. He was scheduled to do the video clip for Badi. Great
Mm-hmm.
big up to Badi, the bro Badi, and
That's right.
you guys were coming into to town for the track Virgil Abloh.
Absolutely.
So he came up and he told me, he was like, "Yo, listen, Boddhi's in town with Badi. We're filming up the clip and stuff. Is there an opportunity for them to just do like take like bits and pieces from last Sunday because we had a Sunday
That's right.
schedule around the same time?"
That's right.
And I was like, "Yo, even better, can we have like Boddhi actually play at and Badi perform on a Sunday?" You know. So I went, I saw the
History was
team.
made.
Yeah, and history was made, man. That was an amazing, and especially for me because like I've always been like a big fan of yours and Badi, and to share the
Appreciate it,
stage
brother.
with you for the first time was just like, oof, you know,
It
was
was special
very,
indeed,
very,
man. It
very,
was very
very dope,
special indeed.
very dope. So then we did. After that, we kept on growing. Yeah, after that we did the Chile, we did Rima and Chile, and then
Mm-hmm.
by the
Mm-hmm.
time we finished those, we were on the verge of like the holidays were coming up, and we're looking at the program of what it is exactly that we're trying to do during the holidays,
Mm-hmm.
and we're like, yo, listen, I think we should do a festival. I mean, at this point, we always like in our head, we're jokingly because the way we're growing so exponentially that we always thought like like, oh my god, we're gonna end up doing a festival. Yeah, great big up to the legendary Virgil Abloh video, major swag,
Yeah,
major swag.
that video, man, that video was something, bro.
Yo, man, it was
It was
energy,
something,
man,
you know.
energy. That
It
was
was
really
something.
dope, a dope experience. Big up to the Bushman Cafe also, and
That's right.
all the
The
people
whole
that
crew,
showed
man,
up.
you know,
Yeah, the
the
whole
whole
crew, man.
crew.
It was really
Huh?
energy, a full family thing.
Yes, definitely. And it was such an interesting uh, the way we managed to put this all together was really really
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah.
it was
I think it
really
was
really
like
great.
a full blessing, man. Everything like fell in like just naturally,
Yeah,
organically,
man.
like
Yeah, man. Yeah,
between
man.
the people looking the locations for the shoot and everything, like he just fell in like shoop, just like that. And then we just like had the great time at the at la Sunday after. No, it was really, really, really dope.
Yeah, these are
Really,
the
really.
shots that we did on last Sunday after that.
Yeah.
When we you here, right? We did the famous shot, the
the
three of
thing the
us.
yes, yes.
That
Legendary.
area.
In the streets of Trècheville.
It's really indeed, man.
Yeah, that was a dope day. That was a really. It was hot. It was hot as fuck that
It
day.
was hot as fuck that day, man. It was hot as fuck.
But it
And
was
here we
dope.
are.
Yeah, that was on a
That's when
Sunday.
we walk into last
Yeah,
Sunday.
we'll walk into that Sunday. Yeah. Oh man, you dance,
Yeah, look
man.
at it, you and I dancing and shit. It was dope, man.
We had a great, great, great time, man. That was
Yeah, man.
major vibes.
I'm in Buddy and I was like, is this Ivory Coast, man,
Is
for
this real?
real?
Yeah.
Is this real? Is this really real? Because
Yeah.
it was crazy, man. And like, look, I mean,
insane.
I even got
Dude, you
half
took off
naked
your
and shit.
shirt, man. You took
It was so hot
all
too,
the
man.
years that I've known you. I've never seen you perform shirtless.
Yo,
That's it.
never, man.
Man,
I
that was
was
like
like, I
honestly
had to, because
like the
at a certain
definition
point,
of the boiler.
I was
Yeah, I
starting to
know.
really feel like a bit
Yeah, you
dizzy. So I was
told me
like, let
that.
me take
You
off that
told me
shirt.
that.
I was
Yeah,
like,
man. Which
big
is why,
boys
like,
club in the building.
ever since that day, because usually, like, when we go play, you always try to look fresh and stuff for the ladies, for the crowd and stuff. You try to give
Of
yourself a little
course.
swag.
Hmm.
Now I'm like, when I go play, I mean, I have my special, like, my shirt or
Of
something
course.
like, for the
Of
set,
course.
but for the rest of the time, I'm like, yo, I'm in a festival, so I'm trying to breathe because it's so hot. So I'm
It
just
is
like, I wear either a
blazing
tank
hot.
top or something. I have my towel because, dude, it's like a boiler. Like we're really
Straight up.
the heats, man. Like the
Straight
furnace,
up.
but that's
Straight
the
up.
energy,
Straight
man.
up.
That energy. That's
Yo.
what drives us, man. No, it was dope.
I remember it was crazy, man. How packed it was, and
Mm-hmm.
how and you had like all the cool kids of
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Abidjan in the same room, like from the
Mm-hmm.
rappers to the coupé de carré artists
Everybody,
to
everybody.
everybody, man. Everybody, the who's who of Abidjan was there.
I think like
You know,
the key thing of the event, and that's what changed like the whole dynamic and stuff of Abidjan parties, is that we were really like among the first ones to come with that come as you are mentality. We open to everybody. Like
true.
you're not gonna come to our place and then unless it's the festival, that's different. And even now, like with the full scale and stuff, like we change a couple of things, but we always stay true to our identity. We're open to everybody, like from the CEO to the local guy. Like the idea
Yeah, I
is to
remember there was a
merge,
girl
like,
rocking a full on, she was covered, hijab, and
yeah,
she was kicking it like Lebanese
dude.
girls, and they were
I
like there having
remember
fun,
like
and I was like,
from
oh, yeah, that's cool.
one of the highlights from the foundation days, because we did a carnival. We had the idea. We're like, yo, we're gonna do a carnival, and we invited. Oh man, his name I just forgot his name. He's gonna kill me. But we invited this DJ from the UK from the West Indies that came through. And I remember while we're in the middle of the parties with people that played around, that disguised themselves. It was like a full vibe. There was this kid in a wheelchair, and like
Mm,
people were like lifting him up and stuff to like party. And I was like,
mm,
yo man, we're real, this community, because people wanted to
mhm.
party differently. Like they got over the whole club scene with the champagne and like the whole
It's a
that
different
was
way of
great.
balling.
It's
It's a different way
yeah,
of balling.
it's a
Yeah,
different way, but like really people
yeah,
needed an open space to really party and be themselves without
that's right.
judgment.
That's right.
And I think that like that's really like one thing that we succeeded in creating, and
Definitely.
I'm very proud of that, because like when I see like the messages that we get after every event of like people that like congratulating us, but just like literally thanking us for having the opportunity to really like cut loose,
Witness. Yeah, man.
not just really cut loose, like
That's right.
party until like
That's right.
really like be themselves and stuff. And that's
Mm.
that's really gratifying. I think like that's like the best thing that you can get back out of this whole thing, you
And
know.
and you guys are definitely uh, um, at the forefront of a movement, right? So it's,
Mm-hmm.
there's a whole, it's like you had the Burning Man, you
Mm-hmm.
have
Mm-hmm.
You have the brothers from La Moonshine doing the events. You
Big
have
up to the Moonshine
you
family.
know what big up indeed. You have what I did back in the days with Ivan
Mm-hmm.
Ancestral.
Mm-hmm.
And then they
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
continued.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have who, man? You have a bunch of
You have the Electrafrique and
of let's
the
not even forget about Intrafrique,
the whole connection with New York and stuff. With
definitely,
yeah,
man, with
yeah, that was
Nicodemus
the
and
yeah, 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 absolutely, absolutely. Yeah,
there's
the
definitely a
everyday
lot
people in the streets, the
everyday
Afro punk
people.
movements,
You have
you
the
know.
guys of Nyege Nyege as well. Like
Oh
there's
yeah, big up,
interesting
great big up
community.
to the family and Nyege.
You know,
Yeah, no,
so
exactly. And something I
that's
think
really
there
good.
was this a similar movement was missing like here, like
Definitely, yeah, it was
especially
needed.
now with the social media. I think with the growth of what Instagram real is today, I think like
Hmm.
we owe a lot of our growth, of our
Hmm.
organic growth on Instagram, because it was literally that, like everything that we posted between the stories, people coming to the parties and like sharing the stories and stuff. That's how we grew up to become like what we are, the movement that we have today. And people really needed that. They were like they traveling, because we have a lot of
True.
people from diaspora that study abroad or that work abroad or that come back home and stuff for the holidays, and they see this thing
Yeah,
and they're not like, what, dude, I was just at Notting Hill Festival in London, and I come back home and I see that there's something similar going on over here. Or I was in Afropunk in the States, and I come back home and I see there's
exactement.
something
I faut
similar
pas
here,
tout ça.
and
Ouais.
it just like boom, 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 exploded and
you,
became
you
like
have a
what it
you
is
have a
today.
you have a strong community, like the
Mm-hmm,
community, and it's an international one
mm-hmm,
by now. So
mm-hmm.
it's like there's a responsibility that comes with that as well. It's like, okay,
Exactly,
cool,
exactly, because it's
you know,
about like how you identify yourself. Like how, because for
yep,
us, as much as we are multicultural and we open the gates to like the whole multicultural like color of the diaspora, we cannot forget that it's an Ivorian movement.
hmm,
We owe a responsibility to the location that we are, like the same
hmm,
way that it would have been different how we lived in Dakar, let's say, we'd been in Nairobi or anywhere else on the continent or in the world for that instance.